talk about you and your potential, but you are a terrific running back, and we wish you all the best in the future. Everybody likes the way you run, Hurt.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Keith?
He's gotten it high, and a couple of times they didn't get a return. Sims had trouble hanging on. Let's look now statistically at that first half of play.
If you will recall, the first quarter stats were very similar. Nebraska begins to take the edge in total yards. Oklahoma's 2 turnovers have cost them, and the 15-30 time of possession is another important point. As that stat begins to change, I really believe the winner of this football game will be the team that is able to have more time of possession than the other team.
Well, those turnovers have been costly, haven't they, though? Only one of them didn't really lead to a score, and that was the interception just before the end of the half. Winners, Wilson, Dupree in the backfield. They have a momentary delay here as they had to get the clock set. Getting colder, I'm sure. It was 29 degrees at kickoff time. In motion now comes Winners. The pitch to Dupree. And Dupree is going to lose some yardage. Alan Lyday, who had an interception in the first half for the Cornhuskers, up to make the stop. He's out of South High School in Wichita. A loss back inside the 15 to the 14. Dupree, really, he's the kind of runner that you think about hitting up the middle and then darting to the outside. That time, not able to get outside. The rushing yardage in the first half.
Because of Nebraska's overall team speed and their pursuit, they're not overly fast on their defense, but they pursue very well. They get you running to the short side of the field, and they use the sidelines.
Meltzer did a good job in that first half throwing the football, rolling out on 2nd down and 11. Cluess. Paul Cluess, the intended receiver at the 33-yard line. This is what Oklahoma didn't want to have to do, I'm sure, is play catch-up, have to throw the football, and they've come out doing that in the second half.
And as we said, Nebraska's done this to everyone except Penn State and Missouri on their schedule. The opponents they've had of the past, they get them out of their game plan early. They get an Oklahoma throwing the ball. They give them poor field position, and they get an ability to be able to defense. If you defense a pass better when you know it's coming.
Strasburger's in there defensive end in place of Tony Polisi for Nebraska. 3rd down, 11. A counter to Dupree. Up to the 20. He may go. Dupree, it's a foot race. The chase is on. Clark trying to catch him. Touchdown. 86 yards.
Dupree, watch him, the #1 recruited athlete out of high school, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Misdirection play to the outside. He gets a good block from 69, Brent Burks. Now it's a foot race. And that 4.5 speed, you're not going to catch him unless you've got some sort of angle on him. What a race.
Boy, Dupree, the longest run from the line of scrimmage this year for Oklahoma, 86 yards. The point after is good, and Oklahoma, just like that, is back in the football game. 13:57 to go in this third quarter. It's now Nebraska 21, Oklahoma 17.
From Philadelphia, Mississippi to the University of Oklahoma. His first year was phenomenal. The first freshman ever to lead the powerful Oklahoma offense in rushing. Big 8 first team. Football News second team All-American. Marcus Dupree was the catalyst that propelled Oklahoma back into national prominence. A second place finish in the Big 8 and a date with Arizona State in the Fiesta Bowl. Against the Sun Devils, he amassed 239 yards against the best defensive team in the country. He was named the game's most valuable offensive player, even though he played little more than a half and sat out the rest with a hamstring pull. After the Fiesta Bowl game, the first hint of trouble. Barry Switzer accused him of being overweight and slow. Marcus didn't say anything. Spring practice came and went, and Marcus missed it all. They told us the hamstring was still acting up, and they didn't want to take a chance on making it worse. Summertime, when the living is supposed to be easy, well, it wasn't. A Sports Illustrated reporter wrote a story that all was not well in Sooner Land. The story told of Marcus's dislike for the program in general and the coach in particular. Most folks poo-pooed the story, not wanting to hear that things were not rosy red. But more trouble came on the annual picture day. Marcus didn't show up for the team picture or the media interviews, and nobody seemed to know where he was. But Marcus showed up the next day after having car trouble in Arkansas and assured everyone everything was fine. And it apparently was until the Ohio State loss. Marcus went down in that game with a knee injury, and he missed the rest of that game and the Tulsa contest. He came back against Kansas State and picked up a lot of yards, but he looked slow. After a long run, his knee apparently acting up again. And then came Texas, the anniversary of his rise to stardom last year. The Longhorns shut him down, and he hasn't been seen since. Today, Barry Switzer told the story.
We haven't talked to or seen Marcus since the Texas ball game. We were to practice Monday. School's out Monday. We didn't practice Sunday as we normally do on Texas weekend. He wasn't here at Tuesday. The media, the press didn't know it because I had closed practices. We gave him every opportunity to get back without any publicity. His mother called last night. She had put him on a plane, thought she had put him on a plane. A friend delivered him to Jackson Airport, and he never got on an airplane. He got with some friends in Jackson. His mother wasn't aware of this. She called early this morning, 3 o'clock this morning, wanting to know if we had seen Marcus. We haven't heard from him. She put out an all-points bulletin, as we understand, in the state of Mississippi this morning for him. A friend of Marcus's called his mother, Sella Connors, and told her not to worry, that he was all right. Marcus didn't even call his mother. So that is basically all we know. and obviously we've got to go play without him. We have to suspend him from the football team. That's what our team wants. But at the same time, the young man obviously has some problems, and to work out anything, we have to have the opportunity to visit with him, which I don't know if we'll have that communication anytime soon.
Any idea of why?
Yeah, I know. Marcus doesn't like football. He doesn't like to play football. He's burnt out on football. He's told too many friends, too many people he's confided in, that he's close to, that this was true as a freshman. He wanted to quit as a freshman. He didn't want to play this year. It's obvious that he doesn't like practice because he hasn't practiced since he's been here. He's had an injury. He hadn't gone through spring practice. He hadn't gone through off-season. Didn't go through 2 a day. He has just told people that he doesn't like the game of football, and he's burnt out on it.
It would seem to be a lack of respect for you and the team along with all this.
He's an individual. He's not a team player.
If he came back today, what would your first reaction be to him?
Be what the football team wants. Only if they can accept him, because if I bring him back and they don't accept him, we don't have a football team.
So it would be the team's decision whether or not he would ever play again?
It would be the team's decision.
This I'll never forget. When I saw Marcus Dupree the first time in a drill, you know, the freshmen report early before the varsity does, and everyone's wanting to see this guy. And I saw in the drill, I looked at him in a drill, and I said, well, it looks like we've recruited us a big tight end. This guy ain't going to play running back for us. He's not fast enough. And we go out about the second day that the freshmen are here, and we time them. And all of a sudden, Marcus comes running down through there, and all eyes are on him, and they had several watches on him, and 4.45, 4.5, 4.48, and I'm hearing them call out the times, and I'm saying, no, he didn't run that. They said, well, coach, it's right here. And I said, you guys are fudging on that. You're not, hey, y'all just doing that to bust me. And I said, I'll handle it. I yelled for James Lee. Now, James Lee was out of Fort Worth, Texas. James Lee won the Texas Relay 100-meter dash 10-3. I know James Lee can run. So I say, James Lee, I want you to line up beside Marcus next time. And James Lee lined up beside Marcus. And Marcus beat him by a stride and a half. I said, I don't care what the time is. I want to know. I said, I know he can run now when he beat James Lee.
Well, more than a quarter of a century ago, he walked away from the Sooner football team. Marcus Dupree is back in Oklahoma and being greeted with open arms. An ESPN documentary last fall telling his story and opening up new doors of opportunity. Caden McFarland caught up with Dupree this weekend at the Tulsa Sports and Fitness Expo.
This is the question you probably get more than any other, I would think, nowadays. How has your life changed since that 30 for 30 documentary?
Well, it pretty much changed like a whole 360. Right now, you know, I get kids coming up to me that's 5 and 6 and 7 years old and said, man, you was the greatest running back. You know, I want to be just like you. So I got a whole different generation of fans, I guess you would say.
You had so much attention on you back in the day. How is it different now, having the attention that you have now? Do you enjoy it more? Do you know how to handle it maybe a little bit better? I mean, obviously, you were a young guy way back then.
I think I enjoy it more, especially being back in Oklahoma, seeing all the fans and seeing how true fans are. And no doubt that Oklahoma is probably no doubt the #1 fans in the country.
Do you feel like your place in the Sooner family is a little bit different after this 30 for 30? Like more people have kind of opened their arms to you than before? I mean, do you feel more a part of this family than before?
Well, I guess you could say that. I just feel good about people got a chance to see what really was going on. Me being a 17-year-old kid, trying to understand what was going on, why I wasn't playing, and all that good stuff. But you know, I never stopped being a Sooner, and I never stopped rooting for the Sooners.
There was so much in that documentary, and I think one of the things a lot of people take from it is that you just weren't bitter. You know, you were done wrong in a couple places, or at least it certainly could have felt that way. Did it take some time to get to that place, or is this just how you've always been, where you didn't necessarily blame other people for how things went down?
Well, I take responsibility for anything that I've done. You go through things for a reason, and things that go against you, it's only going to make you stronger, and which it did. And, God has a plan all the time, and, now's the time, I guess.
Wait, what are you planning on doing? Do you drive the truck at all anymore, or are you?
I hadn't drove a truck in a while. At the time that was being filmed, I was in between jobs, and that's why I always had my CDLs. Because you always drive a truck when you can't do nothing else. But we're planning on shooting a movie here pretty soon, and just a number of different things. I'm putting together a foundation with horses and kids. I just did a commercial for Hyundai, for Oklahoma Hyundai dealerships, and so. Everything's going pretty good.
Movie on your life?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So we're just waiting to see what happens.
Very cool.
Well, I think it's more so not the game. I think it's the people you meet playing the game. The friends that you meet, the camaraderie that you have, and it just lasts a long time. You get a bunch of kids you can take a look at now. You get a bunch of kids that play together, and they may be from Mississippi, they may be from Oklahoma, they may be from Texas. But once they get in that dressing room, they become one, and they become a family. And that's the thing I think some players miss when they leave the game, that family-oriented thing, and you have experiences that you take along for a lifetime. Oh my God, it was great. I played with guys that I grew up in the same neighborhood. We had the same goals. The experience of playing with my friends that grew up is priceless. It was a great time in my life. I would tell any high school kid growing up in a small town or anywhere, enjoy those years of playing with your friends in high school, because once you get out of that, it becomes a business. College football is a business. Professional football is a business. And so enjoy those times in the 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th and 12th. Enjoy those times, because that's going to be the best time of your life. Once again, you go back to friends. You make tons of friends in college. You get a chance to get a good education. And if you're playing football, you get a chance to be on national TV if you're playing for a team like Oklahoma, Texas, LSU, Alabama. You become an instant star if you play your cards right and you do what you're supposed to do. Well, what's exciting to me right now is seeing the kids' face that have seen the 30-30, young kids from 3rd grade, 4th grade on up, and I have touched the whole new generation, and it makes me feel good when kids in 7th grade say, "Man, I think you're the best running back I ever saw," at the senior 30-30, and that inspires me. Plus, I'm doing a foundation called the Dupree Foundation, where I work with my horses and kids and mentor, and seeing the kids face light up when they see the horses and stuff like that. So that's what makes me happy. Oh no, the guy who produced it, John Hawk. He's I didn't know he was at the time. Didn't know that he was an 8-time Emmy winner. So ESPN, they did a good job of letting him do what he do, and he's good at it. And I was just overwhelmed how it came out, and now we're working on a movie, and hopefully that turns out the same way. Well, right now we're trying to get people like Morgan Freeman involved, and Mike Epps, the comedian, and I even talked to a couple other people at the I can't think his name now, but everybody I talked to about have seen the 30-30, and they all want to be part of it once we can get it all worked out. Hey, we have to wait and see. You got to go buy that ticket, and then we'll know.
Marcus Dupree, Big Duke, the best running back it never was. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. He the best running back that never was. ESPN, they showed him love, so he brought the camera crew to show Philly love. 22, the best running back I ever seen. 30 for 30 on your TV screen. I'm doing this for the greatest running back he was. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. The first time he touched the ball, touchdown. Very seldom did you see Marcus on the ground. He was 6'3", about 250, a 4'2", 40. You can't run with him. It's amazing how one person changed the town. Even with no arms, he's the best hands down. Texas, Oklahoma, or Southern Miss, them the final three schools. Who he gonna pick? It's Oklahoma, so now he getting it sooner on. But people thought he would pick a school close to home. Now he breaking every record at Oklahoma, and y'all know it's over soon as he hits the corner. He'll run you over, a mean stiff arm. All you hear him say is run, Marcus, run. You can rip a jersey, but can't rip the fact that Marcus Dupree was the best running back. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. He the best running back that never was. ESPN, they showed him love, so he brought the camera crew to show Philly love. 22, the best running back I ever seen. 30 for 30 on your TV screen. I'm doing this for the greatest running back he was. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. Freshman year, his stats kept climbing. They thought he was gonna be the sophomore Heisman, but Coach Worcester said he didn't come back the same. Rushed for 245 and only played half the game. OU 22 shine every Saturday. You know Reverend Ken wasn't playing the game fairly. I couldn't do this track without stating facts, but thanks Dupree for putting Philly on the map. You did it for Reggie, you did it for your mom, but the whole time you did it, you was having fun. And shout out to my man Jonathan Hop and Marcus Dupree. To me, you're still on top. You only played 15 games in the pros, but you were satisfied cause you went beyond your goal. Marcus Dupree, the greatest running back ever, and after watching the film, tell me who's better. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. He the best running back that never was. ESPN, they showed him love, so he brought the camera crew to show Philly love. 22, the best running back I ever seen. 30 for 30 on your TV screen. I'm doing this for the greatest running back he was. Marcus Dupree, the best that never was. MD 22, the best running back that never was. Shout out to my man Jonathan Hop. ESPN, I see you. Yo, Marcus, thanks for putting Philly on the map. We as a city, we appreciate the love. MD 22, the best that never was.